Hey everybody, so I'm getting on here talking about me getting fired as an LPN from a medical office building clinic. So what happened was there's this doctor who had a contract with NFL team here in my city, and one of the players had came into our office one particular day, and I don't really know nothing about football. I don't know nothing about the players or anything like that, but I was sitting there thinking, okay, well, since my son is down, he was a little under the weather, not under the weather, sick, but a little depressed. I was just thinking to myself, like, maybe I could get a picture for him from the player, the NFL player that's coming in, because he's a huge fan of the actual team. So I thought maybe that would make you feel better, right? So the guy gets there, and I asked for a picture. I was like, can I get a picture of you? And he giggled. He kind of like snickered, like, yeah. I was like, I was thinking to myself, what was that for? Like, what you snicker for? But after that, I was like, I don't even want your picture. I ain't trying to make you feel like you all that or anything, because that wasn't my intention. So I didn't get the picture. So I want to say, like, a couple of days later, my supervisor sent out a group text, because everybody in the office was in a group. All of the employees, not the doctors, but the staff were in a group text. So she sent out a group text saying that, if we ever have any players come into the office, don't ask to take pictures, don't even take pictures, don't ask for anything from them. And I already knew at the moment that was directed towards me. I was like, oh dang, he snitched on me. I was like, oh, he snitched on me, like, dang. And so I ain't think nothing of it after that. So a couple of more days go by. I'm spitting, dang. And she was calling everybody in her office, and I kind of had an idea as to why. I kind of like figured that's what the reason was, but I didn't know. But I finally get to her, and she was like, did you ask when the NFL player was here, did you ask to get a picture of him? I said, yeah. I just, wanted to get a picture of him because, I wanted to send it to my son, because he was under the weather or whatever. She was like, did you tell anybody that he was in the office? I said, no. And she was like, okay. She had let me know that her and the doctor had a meeting. So apparently the player told the doctor that has the contract with the team that I asked for a picture. So she said, yeah, we're not supposed to do that, yada yada yada. I was like, oh, okay. I really wasn't thinking about it. I didn't think anything of it. So this Friday, this was a Friday. I want to say this was a couple of days later, a couple of days after that. So Friday come, and we was having like very, very, very cold weather down here. I mean, it was getting down to below zero. And my scrub pants that I have, they're like really, really thin. And it was like where I have to park, I have to walk a nice little distance from the parking lot to the building. So I decided to wear some black pants. They weren't scrub pants, but we're supposed to wear black bottoms. So, but they were black. I didn't think that she would mind. You know what I'm saying? She came in the office with tights on before. So I didn't think it would be a big deal, being that it was so cold outside. So she emailed me, and I was wearing these pants all week because it was so cold that week. So she emailed me and she was like, are them scrub pants that you have on? And you could tell that they weren't scrub pants. Like, come on, they got pockets on them. You know what I'm saying? The scrub pants have pockets on the side. These had pockets in the back. She knew they weren't scrub pants. They were like jeggings or whatever. Close to jeggings. They weren't jeggings, but you know, they had pockets. And I was like, no, I decided to wear these pants because they're a little thicker than my scrub pants, because those pants are so thin, and with it being so cold outside, it was like breaking through my pants. I was freezing. She was like, well, unfortunately you're not allowed. Through text, you know, when you text somebody, you take it the wrong way. She was like, unfortunately, and to me, I was taking that she had an attitude. You're not supposed to wear pants like that. You have to stay in dress code. If you want, I can give you a copy of the dress code in the handbook. I'm like, I know the dress code. Did you just miss the part where I said I wore them because it was cold outside? All you had to do was say, you know, I understand that it's cold outside, but can you please not wear those pants? I would have been like, sure. You coming at me wrong. Don't do that. And then I'm old enough to be your mama. Like, come on now, don't come at me like that. You know, show a little bit more respect. You know, so I didn't even respond to her text or her email. So she probably like an hour later, I actually left the group. I left the conversation. You know, like, first of all, I don't need you to give me a copy of the dress code. I know the dress code. I'm not two. But so I didn't respond. So she probably like an hour later, she came up front. She was talking to everybody. She didn't talk to me. Normally she'd talk to me. She didn't say nothing to me. She was asking everybody, y'all okay? Y'all need anything? This is closer to the end of the day. Y'all good? Y'all need anything? She did not come and ask me nothing. She didn't look my way. And I think she was upset because I didn't respond to her email. So that Monday, halfway through the day, she called me in her office. She said, unfortunately, I have to let you go for HIPAA breach because you asked a player if you could get a picture. And I'm like, but I didn't get the picture. She was like, well, I know, but you know, me and the doctor, we had another meeting and we just feel it's best that we should let you go. She also said HR, so I guess they had brought in HR into it. And she was like, yeah, so we're gonna have to let you go. And this was the exact day that I came out of my 90-day probation. She said that you did not what she say, it was something she used as far as my probation. I forgot the actual term she said. But basically I forgot what she said. I forgot how she actually worded it, but it had something to do with my probation. But yeah, so they fired me the day that I came out of my 90-day probation. And then I end up asking for a termination letter. And the termination letter, don't even mention that. The termination letter said unruly conduct. So I was like, okay, I didn't even worry about it. Because I feel like this. I didn't like the vibe there anyway. The vibe was off. The girls didn't like me. A couple of the girls didn't like me. They barely talked to me, spoke to me Not all the girls, but a couple of them. Like, it was like, I don't know why I wasn't liked, but the vibe was off. It was off. And I didn't like how I was feeling when I was going in there. I really liked the job though. It was a nice job. It was a large pay cut, but it was cool, you know. I didn't have to do a lot, you know, call the patients back, get vitals, ask them some questions, and let the doctor know they was in there ready, you know, just getting them ready for their exam, their physical exam. Or I had to call patients, letting them know lab results or things like that. The job was pretty easy, you know. It took me a minute to get used to the system because it was Epic. I'm used to PCC, and I had to go in there and learn Epic. So that was a huge change. And it took me a minute to actually get the hang of that. But the only other thing I really struggled with was PAs. Am I saying that right? For the insurance. I don't even think I'm saying that right. For the insurance, I forget. But anyway, yeah, I got fired. So I just decided to go to school. I'm like, you know, God closed the door, he gonna open up another one. He blessed to where we were able to get the bills paid, and I'm just trusting that God will pay these bills again, you know. I'm actually currently looking for employment, and hopefully I could find something where it's gonna be cool and I'm gonna like it, you know. I done been to quite a few places that I didn't like, you know. I done been to some dirty places. I done been to some places where these patients being neglected. It's like, this is not what I signed up for. So I feel like if I want to work at somewhere nice, I'm gonna have to drive a nice distance, about 45 minutes out, just to work somewhere nice, because the ones around here, no. But yeah, so I'm going back to school. I've decided to go back to school to get my RN because I'm LPN. And yeah, so I'm gonna be making videos on that journey of going back to school. So nursing school journey. So yeah, be on the lookout for those videos. I start in 2 weeks, April the 7th. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing videos on homework, how I prioritize my time, how I organize, study, how I do that, how I prioritize schoolwork, work, home, children, cleaning, cooking. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing all of that. So be on the lookout for those videos. They'll be coming soon. So yeah. Yep, I was fired. Day of my 90-day probation. The day out of my first day out of 90-day probation. But alright, so if you want more videos, hopefully I could be a little more entertaining for y'all. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in a bit. Bye.